Aishwarya Mahadev, the likes of Digvijay Singh often shoot off their mouths, says S. Prakash, speaking for themselves, not for the Congress, which is a fact that's happened oftentimes, not just with Digvijay but with others too. And the BJP has a few Digvijays of their own. They're speaking for themselves, not for the party. Amit Shah, the Home Minister, JP Nadda, the BJP President, have both publicly affirmed their faith in Basavaraj Bommai.
You know, Rahul, the difference that lies between congressmen talking about issue-based agendas where they may differ with the party line is diametrically opposite to people from their own party talking about how the power is going to change, how another CM is going to be displaced, and you cannot draw that false equivalence. And you know, statements, it's not personal opinion when a Yatnar comes out and says it takes you 2,000 crores to become chief minister in this state, that's why there's so much corruption. It also is Madhuswamy, it is not an opinion when he says the government is just trudging along, look at the portfolio that he holds. Having issue-based differences is different from talking about internal skirmishes of dissent that are so massive that, let me give you an example. The one-year celebration of the BJP government was unceremoniously called off because of the protests against the party leadership itself. And you saw the party leadership saying if workers leave, more of them will come. When the karyakartas on the ground have so much agitation and anger against the party leadership, and the party likes to dismiss it. Yes, you know, we had an entire debate, Rahul, about what was said by fans of the former Chief Minister of the Congress. But when conversations here of BJP leaders proclaiming themselves, Mr. Pro-Nirani had posters all across saying the next Chief Minister. But that obviously is not something that the BJP will consider. It's convenient hypocrisy. But ask him this. Isn't this skirmish hampering the development in my state? Isn't it denying people opportunity? Are youngsters not committing suicide? Are
so let me put those questions to the non-politicians on the show, and I'll start with Sandeep Shastri. Why has Basavaraj Bommai failed to establish himself as the undisputed Chief Minister? He came in with BSY's blessings, which made his task easier than if he'd come in with BSY offended. Despite that, there are others who clearly don't think he's fit for the job, who are out to get him, many of them voicing their displeasure publicly and more trying to topple him without making their displeasure known. Why has he not been able to sit comfortably on that chair and get the job done?
Rahul, when Mr. Bommai became Chief Minister, I think it's important to assert the point that Bommai was the choice of the central leadership of the BJP, supported by Yediyurappa, endorsed by Yediyurappa, and not the other way around. I think that's an important point to remember in understanding what's happening today. A leadership at the center chooses him, and down the year, it is noticed that Bommai has not been able to assert his position as a leader in spite of the various opportunities that seem to have been provided. And that has given room to the rumors that you are seeing. Let's also remember the BJP in Karnataka, be it legislature party or the larger party, has several factions within it. And all these factions see this opportunity to be able to assert their presence within the party, and therefore you have a such a development happening. Though the party president, though the general secretary of the party have made the point that Bommai will lead us into the election, these voices continue simply because the belief is enough has not been done by the Chief Minister to be able to assert his position, and therefore these voices go on. My own sense is the election is too close for any change of leadership for the BJP to do. But these voices will continue because the Chief Minister has not been able to establish his political footprints the way he should have in the time that was made available.